So I think I have covered the first area. I think I covered the first area. The other area that I want to take up today again is shooting for Nigeria. Shooting for Nigeria. Shooting by Nigerians. That's what I'm trying to say. Shooting by Nigerians is going to be the second is going to be the second. What I'm going to take straight forward to you here now is that there are people who are in the diaspora. I call them the tertiary diasporans, because the first diasporans was the connectivity between people of African who spread over the world, and those people went on their own. They were merchants. Then the second diasporan were the people who were brought here against their personal wish. Then the quaternary diasporans are the ones that came in here, and they've been here. They were not forced to come in. They went in and looked for a way to get here. When they got here, the first thing they gave up on individualism. They gave up on individualism. They gave up on collectivism and went individualistic. So you will hear them in popular platform, like say Nigeria Watch. You hear them on popular platform, and those people that you are hearing them talking, what they're talking about there is the little bit of what you call, there is a little bit of like passionate to see whether they can be able to make motherland to become where they are in. But what they refuse to understand there is that what they're shooting for 200, as late as just 250 years ago, there were people who were Caucasians tribe, the Israelis tribe, the Hispaniola tribe, the Oceania tribe, and the subcontinent of the subcontinent tribe, and the African tribe. There were people who went abroad and started supporting individual tribes. We did not do that. There was a book I read, and the book was telling us that in Israel, when in 1914, as late as 1949, when there was a creation of the Israel, there were a guy who was an Israelite, wrote a book, and what he was saying was that there were people who were Israelis that went abroad and helped Israel out to build Israel. People who went from Europe, who went to America, and America went to go help Europe. People who went from Spain went back and had help from people who are coming from South America. We did not do anything. We're late to the game. So we're now having people who are now talking about, we want to see whether things can work while we are still here. That work is not, they are asking, and they are a little bit what you call, they are passionate. They are now what you call, they are patriots. We didn't have no patriot. This is the first time we are developing patriotism, because I've been at the belly of the beast for like 40 years, and I did not see anybody that was patriotic. I was patriotic, but all the 40 years that I was here was used for washing dishes and serving table. So for 40 years I was thrown under the bus because of the underlying bottleneck of my short attention span, which I didn't know I had. So if you compare that 40 years period, you also see a lot of people who are at the diaspora, who are in the tertiary diaspora right now. In example, who are in the, let me take the panelists in Nigeria Watch. If you have never watched Nigeria Watch, you might want to go watch it. It's the owner, which is Kevin, Edigi, I would say he's transcended above the boundary of common men and common women. And that I'm there every day. This is not easy that he comes to say, it's not easy, I'm here every day for the past 2 years. I have been working for more than 60 years, every day, 7 days a week, until I just stopped 2 months ago to concentrate on what I want to be able to use to be able to make us to be able to get to the promised land. So what I'm talking about, okay, I've spent 40 years just not doing anything. But what I was doing, I was not doing anything. And if you're not doing anything, if you refuse to make a decision, you are making a decision. If you don't want to make a decision on anything, you are indirectly making a decision. I made a decision for within that 40 years plan, and I'm getting ready to use it. So in my last recording, I was saying that the only thing that differentiates me between those passionate panelists who are contributing towards the business model put together by Kevin is that they are talking about, we want to make Nigeria work for our time. They are passionate and they are also patriotic. But the thing is that they are also dealing with what we call the grind in the front of them. The grind, what is in front of them. So they are trying to address issue from the grind. And their grind, they don't have what to call a foundation library of something that they will put in place that may have to take another 1,000,000 years to be able to germinate. Because you plant some seed, you're waiting for 1,000,000 years to germinate. If they don't go there, this is going to be continuous. People are going to be talking, and we're going to be talking. They're going to be talk heads, and the individual political and geographical or economical or social environment are all being hijacked. They have been hijacked. What I mean by that is that they have been hijacked because there is what you call the extreme right and the extreme left, and the people who are sitting in the middle there that they are using as to help them deliver are just sitting in there, and they are the one that make the decision for the extreme right, the extreme left. So in this second segment, what I am trying to tell you now is that there's a book. I'm going to have to look for a way to bring it out. There's a book that was written that as far back as 250 years ago, there were exodus of people going into different parts of the world to go and help their own people out. But we did not do that from the motherland. We didn't do that. We did not do that. And this is why we don't do it, because we were suffering from an amnesia of having to have been copycatting other people. We're using we're copycatting, and the copycat, you can hear it in the voice of religion, you can hear it in the voice of misogynistic practices that is coming out of the motherland. You also can hear it from the angle of where our race or our tribe has been, we don't have no, we've been thrown under the bus, and we're just going to be able to be there. We're not going to be able to do anything. And that's what the Niger Watch, that's what they're talking about. So unless everyone has what you call a solution, it doesn't have to be 1,000,000 years from now. The solution I'm talking about is just going to be what you call a foundation library. And the foundation library is going to be the one I'm talking about, and I'm going to make it very clear. One, I should have been talking about Nigeria, but I'm not talking about Nigeria. I'm talking of a bigger fish. I'm trying to fry a bigger fish that is bigger than Nigeria. And to do that, I'm using what you call the restoration of the dignity of the black people of African descent globally. Then I took my sledgehammer and hit the other one. When I hit it, I put it on the vine. And what I was talking about was misogynistic practices. And I've written on these two topics. And that is the only thing that I'm going to be talking about. I'm letting the cat out of the bag because I am talking about something that is of of uh, of our tribe's national security detail. For national security, we're going to be talking about that. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to return back to motherland and just hang out. I'm not going to do anything. I want to say what I've been talking, everything that I've been talking about now in my YouTube or everything. I would then reiterate it. So this is I'm greasing the hands of the wheel right now. I'm greasing the hands of the wheel so that when I get there, I will have what you call a foundation library that I have in place. I have a foundation library that I can say this is what it is. That's what brings a lot of people who are leading the world. They have that foundation library that they can be judged on. That's where you can talk about what you call trust. They have to be trusted, and people are going to have to give them trust. And a lot of times, those who are really successful at it, they have to use other people's resources. And one of the most one of the resources that you're going to need is going to be the minds over matter, which is money. So this is my second one, and I'm hoping that, for example, I'll take that one and I add 12 to it. I have 0, and I have 5, and I have 9, 51. Yeah.